down a little bit further. Look at verse 7. Look at 7. All kinds of animals, birds, reptiles, creatures of the sea, being tamed, and have been tamed by man. But look at verse 8. But no man, how many men? No man. No man can tame the tongue. It is restless evil, full of deadly poison. Full of deadly poison. I want you to camp on something. But no man can tame the tongue. Listen to me. No man can tame the tongue. I don't care how big you are, how strong you are. You can bench press a Buick, but it doesn't matter. No man can tame a tongue. You and I know that the more we try not to use our tongue as a weapon, the more we use it as a weapon. The more we try not to say this, we say it. The more we try not to say those words, we say those words. Because we cannot control our tongue. We cannot. We're going to look in a little bit who can. But no man can tame the tongue. The promises of not saying that, the promise of not doing this, that stuff just lip service, man. We can't tame that tongue, okay? We can't. Look down a little bit further. Look at 9 and 10. With the tongue, we praise the Lord our Father, and with it, we curse men who've been made in God's likeness. Watch 10. Out of the same mouth come praise and cursing. My brothers, this should not be. This should not be. With the same tongue, we praise our Father, and with the same tongue, we curse God's creation. And he's simply saying to us, this should not be. Let me remind you again, the book of James written to who? Believers, the church. Why is he having to remind the church, and why does he need to remind the believers to stop using your tongue to curse the man and then use the same tongue to sing kumbaya to me? Don't sing me kumbaya if you're going to curse another brother. You can't curse my creation and then turn and sing my praise to him. You can't. And it's not just cursing. If you have a job or anything where you're over people, sometimes we have to deliver hard mail. Sometimes we have to say hard things. Sometimes we have to do hard things, okay, when you sit in an office or you sit in a position where you're over people, okay? For me, as a lead pastor, sometimes I have to say hard things. Sometimes I have to speak hard things into people. Sometimes I even have to let people go. But can I say this to you? You got to remember that this thing is the kingdom. This is not about you. And so if you speak those words into somebody, you got to remember it's all about building that person up. You can say hard things and do it in a kingdom approach. I'm just going to land on somebody. Just because you don't see value in them and just because they're not doing anything to help you does not mean that the Father sees no value in them and they can't do something for him. And this is about the kingdom, and I know I'm stepping here, but somebody's got to say this kind of stuff. Too many times we as believers and we as the church speak words into people in such a way, we tear them down, man. We cause people not even want to go back to church because some of the meanest people they've ever met and some of the hardest words that have been spoken on them was in church. I'm going to tell you right now, that should not be. It should not be. You want the world out there to come inside here? You better start speaking life in here first and then carry that outside there. Because whether you think they have value, it really doesn't matter. He says they have value because he made them in his image and he sent his son to die for them. And you and I have done neither one of those. There was a day that I didn't see value in me. And a little lady in a cafeteria spoke into my life with a tater tot in her hand and said, God sees you. You were born to lead, and God's going to do great things through you. So be careful that even when you have to deliver hard news, hard word, or do something tough, you do it in a way to build a person up, not tear a person down. It don't take much to tear people down, but you have to do Jesus when you build them up. You can still send the same message, but remember, this is about the kingdom. It's not about your kingdom. Be careful. Got real quiet in here, all right?